back. It is Friday Favorites and Flops, and I hope you guys had a great week. I'm currently in LA for IMATS, and I know I'm having fun. So we have a whole lot planned. I'm rooming with Cassie and Sarah from Beauty Buzz Hub, Cassie from Shades of Cassie, and we're meeting out and hanging out with a lot of fun girls. Lizzie from What Would Lizzie Do. I'm really excited now, just anticipating it, but I know when you're watching this video, I'll be extra excited, so you'll probably be seeing tons of pictures, and I'm gonna try and actually vlog. I've never vlogged, so I might try and vlog a few things. I am bringing a vlogging camera to catch a few things, so I'll try and have that so that I can show you a little bit more. Maybe I'll just do clips of it so that you can see a little bit of the trip. So that's what I'm doing. I don't have a whole ton because it is a short week. I'm having to film this a little bit sooner than I typically film my Friday favorites, just so I can get it edited, uploaded, and ready to go for you guys on Friday. So with that in mind, I had a shorter week, so I really didn't have a ton of favorites, but I do have a few things to share that were kind of last week as well. And so they carried on into this week. First is the Naked 2 palette from Urban Decay. I wore this in my yearly favorites, and I got so many of you guys asking for a look with that. I feel like I've done the look so many times. I couldn't find the video when I went to go look for it, but it's a very cool tone palette. So I love this one. It's one of my favorites, and I put Tease through the crease, and I put Verve, which is this silvery color, on the lid, and then in my outer crease I also put Suspect and Pistol. So I love the look that it creates with that, and sometimes I smoke it out with some of the darker colors. Today I just have a really light wash on, Booty Call as well. What I like about this palette is it has a matte cream shade, it has a light, almost, I would say whitish champagne highlight shade, and it has a matte black. So this is a full palette for me, plus it has a matte transition color. So this is one of those palettes that you can take and you don't have to reach from any other palette to create a full look, because you have everything there. So you have those matte highlights, you have the shimmer highlight, you have the deepening up colors, plus you have a lot of mid-tone taupey brown shades, and then gray tone colors. So I really like the Naked 2, and I think it's great if you are wanting to experiment a little bit more with cool tones. These have a lot of great taupe shades in it. This is the color Suspect, and it's just such a beautiful taupey shade. I love this all over the lid, and I like to use it in the crease as well. Another great one is this is Pistol, which is a beautiful charcoal taupey gray, and then this color right here, which is Snakebite. It's more of that brown shade, but it's a cool tone. I would say cool tone bronzy brown. Right there. So really love the Naked 2 palette, and I have pulled it out recently to create a few looks. So I probably will end up doing a tutorial on the look that I wore in my yearly favorites, because I got so many requests on that. So obviously I need to do an updated one anyway. And I think that it is that middle of the road. It's not going to be too cool, too cool purple, that you're going to maybe feel. I feel like it is one that would work for someone who is scared of cool tones, if that makes sense. So really been loving this, and I love the formula of Urban Decay shadows. I think they're very highly pigmented in quality, so this is a great one. So I do have a look coming up next week using MAC eyeshadows, and I pulled this base out to use, and it is called Stormy Pink. And it is one of their paint pots, longwear paint pots. It's just a beautiful, dark taupe gray color, pretty much. And it's a dusty, smoky purple color. I love this shade because it gives a beautiful, haze on the eye. It's a really great base because I find that this one's super pigmented and it's long wearing. But I really love this, topped with some smoky purple shades. So be on the lookout for that look, but I really have been enjoying this base and getting more into some cool tone looks. As you can tell, I've been playing with some cool tone shades recently because I've been doing a lot of warm tone looks, and I find that a lot of them, when I'm editing the video, I'm I feel like this looks the same. So I'm gonna try and like step up my game and experiment and bring you guys some different looks and just try some different looks myself. So, but pulled that out and really been loving this in Stormy Pink, which it's more of like a dusty purple if you ask me. Okay, for lips, I've been wearing very minimal lip products this week. I've just been wearing a lot of gloss, but what I have been pairing with a lot of like my cool tone looks when I'm wearing the Naked palette is what I'm wearing right now, which is MAC's Creme Cup. And I love this. It's just a really beautiful light pink. It's very similar to MAC's Angel. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit more opaque, but that is MAC's Creme Cup. And I just think that this is a beautiful like everyday shade. And I've been topping it off with the Dior Addict Fluid Stick. This has like the longest name. And this is in the color Kiss Me, which is my favorite one. Yes, Kiss Me. This is my favorite one. That's what I have on today. So I have this all over my lips and then this on top. This is such an interesting formula. I do have a whole video swatching these, but such an interesting formula. They almost feel like wet on your lips, but it's a little bit darker, and I love this color, and I find that this particular combo goes really well with like a cool toned or a little bit more of like taupey purple. Like I would even put this shade down and then put Tease from the Naked 2 palette all over the lid and then just pair it with like a really nice baby pink lip, which is what I consider this, but I think it's a very wearable baby pink or light pink lip. So that has been one of my go-to lip combinations, and I find that it's one of those combinations that I feel like I like the way it looks. It doesn't look overdone, and it's an easy like grab and go, don't have to think about it type combination. So really great. You guys know I love MAC's Angel, so I think Angel and Creme Cup are pretty interchangeable. Creme Cup is, like I said, just a little bit lighter and a little bit more opaque. It's a cream sheen, so and Angel is a frost, believe it or not. It doesn't come across that way, but Creme Cup is definitely a little slightly different color, but they're very similar. So if you didn't want to buy another lipstick and you have Angel, try using Angel and then maybe topping it with this gloss. Like, oh, I love it. If you don't want to invest in the Dior gloss, another one that I think has a very similar shade to it is Bonnabelle. They have their lip lights, and in the color, I think it's called Strawberry Parfait. That's very similar shade, and that will give like a very milky, glossy appearance on top of the lipstick. So if you don't want to invest in the Dior one, then go for that one from the drugstore. I believe I find my Bonnabelle stuff at Walmart. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I didn't have a flop this week because, like I said, it was a shorter week, so I didn't have a flop product. But as always, please leave your favorites down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Mwah.